What do you do for a living?
I am a culinary instructor.
And were you a trained chef before you set up the school?
No.
So you're not a trained chef. How much do you charge?
$300 per 3 to 4 hours.
Ah.
Okay?
You seriously charge $300 to teach people how to make that crap?
Yes, chef. I teach manners too, chef.
Say it again? Okay, please. Miss Manners, off back in line.
From a contestant who tried to teach Gordon Ramsay some manners to one who accused him of sabotaging her to his face, things are about to get spicy. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Film Insight channel. Today we're gonna cover the times that Chef Ramsay got really pissed. So, sit back, relax, and without further ado, let's get straight into the content, guys.
All of you, come here! In my time! What's wrong with that?
It looks like shit.
There's no pasta! It looks like baby food out of a tin. It's disgusting!
We're starting things off with an executive chef from Chicago who exploded on Chef Ramsay despite making several mistakes. Guys, we've all seen how Ramsay hates it when chefs make silly mistakes, but what if someone accuses him of something they did?
If your cooking was as good as your acting, you'd be talented, you Raj! Move your fat ass!
You don't want to play the famous chef. So here's what happened. In the third episode of season 18, at the start of the dinner service, thanks to Trev McGrath, Chef Ramsay was already in a bad mood. Take a look at what he did.
Why is Trevor drinking? Hey, can we drink after we serve the food?
I need a hydrate. Sorry, chef.
Hey, young man, I'm thirsty, but customers more important.
Yes, chef.
Complete the table first, then get a drink, yes?
Yes, chef.
30 minutes into the service, the red team made their first mistake with Chris Motto sending out a crunchy risotto. And this is how Chef Ramsay reacted.
Come on, stop rushing it now. Just leave the pan. Dreadful habit of lifting it off the stove. You know this. Come on, Motto, you know it.
With many mistakes from both sides of the kitchen piling up, Jen Gavin grew confident that she could lead them back on the right track. However, things soon died down when sous chef Jockey rejected her mashed potatoes. When the sous chef accused Gavin of not tasting the dishes before sending them out, she did this.
You gotta taste your food.
I did taste it. There's my
Don't
taste
just send it
right
up.
there.
You gotta taste it. Guys, we're getting help back here for garnish. Can somebody show Jane how to do mashed potatoes, please?
Chef, I don't know what he's eaten in his past that ruined his palate, but
Rather than just move on, Gavin continued arguing. She hated it when sous chef Jockey asked Heather Williams to help her. At that point, she even started arguing with Chef Ramsay.
Talk to me like that. What am I doing wrong now, chef?
I mean, because I see you looking with the look on your face. I mean, I'm okay.
Yeah, hey, young lady. Hey, young
Yes,
lady.
chef.
Who do you think you're talking
This is
to?
so bland.
Much later, Gavin was caught neglecting communication with her team, which led to this.
Jen, tune in. I need 3 minutes. Can you get garnish up in 2?
You know what? Y'all really trying to clown me right now. And it's, yes.
All right, I'm sick of
I'm
it
answering
now.
everybody's questions right now. Hot pan.
All hell broke loose when Gavin accused Chef Ramsay of her own mistakes. Gavin already had a lot of blunders that night, but one of those mistakes was sending out under-portioned garnishes for 2 entrees.
I'm short of 2 portions of duck garnish.
You short on the leek, chef. I gave you the
No.
potatoes.
Now, where's the pan gone?
Not ready to accept her faults, she started arguing with Chef Ramsay, to which the famous chef did this.
Thing happens in our kitchen. It's Jen.
You need the duck
Give you the
garnish.
creamy leek, chef. That okay. You need more.
Hey, all of you, run up here with me a minute.
Soon after, Gavin did something that none of us expected.
Gave you enough.
You're lying.
You
Hey,
trying
all
to
of you,
clown
come
me.
here. All of you.
And that's not gonna happen.
Hey,
You
come
threw
here.
that under there. I gave
Come
you
here, you.
enough leeks. You trying to clown me up in here
Come here.
right
Hey,
now?
come here, you.
No,
Hey,
you
come
trying to
here.
clown me, chef.
All of you, come here. All of you, come here.
Gavin was eliminated right on the spot. She had it coming. Like, why on earth would you accuse Chef Ramsay for your own mistake? That's so dumb. Up until the moment she left, Gavin continued to spout accusations and disrespect Chef Ramsay. After the dinner service, Chef Ramsay said this to both the teams following the whole ordeal.
Accuse me of sabotaging their garnish and attempt to soil my reputation. I respect your commitment, but I am not going to be accused of sabotaging anybody. Is that understood?
Yes, chef.
That night, none of the teams were labeled as losers. Despite their mistakes, they did manage to complete the service. And of course, the elimination for the day was already done. Gavin couldn't get away with raising her voice to Chef Ramsay, but this catering chef from New Jersey was bold enough to shamelessly imitate the famous chef. On the first day of the competition in the 8th season, every chef was out to impress Ramsay, but one chef had another plan. Just before the dinner service began, one of the red team's members had to leave due to health complications. With one woman down in the red team, the ladies were under pressure and the blue team had a clear advantage.
Unfortunately,
Antonia is at the hospital. However, the show must go on.
However, just as the service started, the blue team scored negative points thanks to Raj Branston. Witnessing this, Chef Ramsey said,
To the table as you're talking to them.
Thank you, Chef Ramsey, for that advice.
Not much after, another mistake was made by the blue team, and this time it was by Trev McGrath. With 2 mistakes having been made, the blue team had a duty to improve their service quality. But no, Boris Polshuk did something to trigger Chef Ramsey instead.
All of you, get here! Who dressed that?
I did.
Do you honestly think they came here for that?
No.
We've got worse now. We can't even dress a salad.
The red team started the service off well, but then one of Melissa Donnie's pizzas came out raw. Clearly irritated, Chef Ramsey said this.
Touch that. What is that?
It's raw, chef.
It's what?
Raw, chef.
Touch that. It's raw, Melissa.
Yes, chef.
Come on.
Yes, chef.
In response, Polshuk boldly tried to do this. Sadly, he forgot that Chef Ramsey could hear him loud and clear. After overhearing Polshuk's impression, Chef Ramsey lost it. And this is what he did.
Boris.
Yes, sir.
Come here.
Yes, sir.
So I'm telling her about a raw pizza, and you'll mimic me at the back. What's your game?
I'm just here to cook, sir.
So I'm telling her the pizza's raw. Come here, you.
Polshuk didn't see that coming, did he? With the continuous mistakes from both teams and no entrees leaving the kitchen, the diners got fed up and started to leave. Deservingly so, both teams were named joint losers on their first day. Post-dinner service, this is what Chef Ramsey said about their disastrous performance.
That, honestly, has to be the worst ever opening in Hell's Kitchen. Congratulations. So far, you're a joke.
Polshuk desperately tried to make things right and thankfully got away with imitating Chef Ramsey, but this contestant from Virginia had Chef Ramsey fuming over wasted food. How ungrateful. When chefs make mistakes, we know that Ramsey gets furious, but when a chef talks back to him like the one we're gonna cover, it makes him irate. In the 6th episode of season 6, soon after getting the first tickets, Andy husbands piss Chef Ramsey off by mishearing the first order.
Hey, come here, you. Come here.
In response to this, Chef Ramsey said,
Listen, perfect.
No, chef.
I've just called you the order out.
I got it, chef.
How many scallops on there?
2 scallops, chef.
Unbelievable.
The red team wasn't far behind though, since Ariel Contreras Fox angered Chef Ramsey by sending out unacceptable scallops. And that's when Chef Ramsey said this.
You don't care anymore, do you?
No, I do.
You're dragging the first table. It's a joke. Move, Ariel.
Both teams made tons of mistakes from the very beginning, and everyone was getting chewed out by Chef Ramsey. But one person didn't like this fact. Tennille Middleton was in a foul mood that night. Her first mistake was making too much spinach. Chef Ramsey hates it when chefs waste food, and Middleton rightfully got chewed out by the famous chef after seeing the wasted spinach portion.
You upset now?
Yeah, I'm fucking pissed
glad you
off.
are, because you're crap.
Well, one of the traits of being a good chef is not wasting food, so Chef Ramsey's anger was pretty justified. But what she did next made Chef Ramsey lose it, and to make things even worse, Middleton didn't hold back as well. When she sent the mashed potatoes to the pass, the potatoes were stuck to the pot and the portion wasn't enough. Seeing this, Chef Ramsey said,
If you can't hack it, off. If you can, get back in there.
However, rather than owning up to her mistakes, Middleton started arguing with Chef Ramsey and things escalated quickly. While we thought that the red team would soon lose another member, surprisingly that didn't happen. Chef Ramsey is known to eliminate disrespectful contestants on the spot, but with Middleton, things were different for whatever reason. We theorized that he maybe saw some sort of potential in her since she actually did have that. For context, Middleton was one of the Black Jacket contestants. Nevertheless, even after Middleton came back to the kitchen, it didn't make much of a difference. Both teams were named joint losers, and this is what Chef Ramsey said after the dinner service.
That is not the service I expected after 5 services. So, I'll get it straight. The losing team tonight is the blue team.
Middleton was lucky enough to escape Chef Ramsey's fury after what she did, but these contestants in the 5th season forced Chef Ramsey to leave the kitchen. While one dished out overcooked scallops, the other put a burning hot pan in the fridge. What an idiot. In the 10th episode of season 5, 6 chefs were eager to give it their best for the first Black Jacket dinner service. Chef Ramsey was also hoping to get a splendid performance from everyone, but we all know that almost never happens. Just as the service began, the team started making mistakes. First it was Giovanni Filippone making a silly mistake, then it was Robert Hesse giving rubbery and overcooked scallops out to the pass. If that wasn't already enough, Andrea Heinle also made a terrible mistake. Check this out.
Why are you throwing it away now?
I thought it would...
It's just easy for you, isn't it? We'll just trash it, who cares?
No, chef.
Are you that shit you need to put potatoes in now?
No, chef.
Despite all that, the appetizers were sent out smoothly thanks to Paula de Silva. Seeing that Chef Ramsey stayed calm even after 3 mistakes was pretty surprising. But we spoke too soon. 30 minutes into the service, the chef started to make a chain of mistakes. This is what ramped up the famous chef's anger. Chef Ramsey started to lose it when Heinle didn't respond to the orders that he had called out. When asked to repeat the orders, Heinle just seemed lost. Seeing this, Chef Ramsey said,
Story of your life, yeah? You have no idea.
Yes, chef.
Hey, she's running the section, yet she has no idea what's going. Tell her, chef.
Ramsey then asked the rest of the chefs to repeat the order, and what do you think happened next? Just take a look at this.
2 Wellington, 2 chicken, 1 lamb, 1 dory.
Yep, Chef Ramsey was clearly frustrated. Still, when Heinle couldn't recite the order, Chef Ramsey did this.
Hey, madam, through the door there.
Heinle was ready to walk out, but thanks to Jean-Philippe, she returned. Right after that, Hesse screwed up. With so many mistakes being made by the Black Jackets, Chef Ramsey was seconds away from getting a migraine. But what happened next caused the famous chef to explode. Filippone's attempt to make Benoit Blanca's dish was a failure yet again, just like the first one. Seeing this, Chef Ramsey said,
I'm not look at me in the eyes! Not as pissed as I am! You are! Donkey! No.
Not liking the insult hurled at him, Filippone started arguing back. This enraged Chef Ramsey, and just take a look at what he did.
Hey, look at me, you serve me shit like that, take your jacket, go! Yes, chef!
Later, Hesse burnt his hand since Filippone left an uncovered steaming hot pan in the fridge. Witnessing this, Chef Ramsey said this to him.
Hey you, why was there a piping hot tray in a stone cold fridge?
I wasn't trying, chef.
Filippone tried to apologize to Hesse, but he just ignored it. Upon seeing their behavior, Chef Ramsey said this.
Here we go. We haven't got a team spirit, we've got same shit, different day.
What about the rest of the table? What about us? Will you cover it up? Hands on fire. Hands on fire.
You're gonna go up in flames.
The chefs continued to make mistakes except for De Silva. Chef Ramsey had enough and finally did this.
Dynamic 6, yeah, my ass. Off the lot of you.
Post-dinner service, Chef Ramsey said,
I'm not happy. I honestly thought tonight's service was gonna be a dream. It was an absolute nightmare.
Recurrent silly mistakes made by the contestants in the 5th season drove a frustrated Chef Ramsey out the kitchen. But this culinary instructor, who didn't even have a formal culinary degree, tried to teach Chef Ramsey some manners. Chef Ramsey needing manners? He's the most understanding guy in the world. In the first episode of Season 5, all the chefs were ready to impress Chef Ramsey with their signature dish. This round is one of the most important ones and often gives Chef Ramsey an idea of how the rest of the competition will unfold. Chef Ramsey tasted the dishes made by the chefs and eventually got to Colleen Creek's dish. Creek prepared smoked enchiladas with poblano cream sauce to make a statement about her culinary skills.
Diaper, sir. That's smoked chicken enchiladas with poblano cream sauce. My name is Colleen.
Kareem,
Colleen.
what do you do for a living? So you're not a trained chef, yet you teach chefs to
That's
cook.
correct.
How much do you charge?
$300 per 3 to 4 hours.
But sadly, the dish looked like a mess, and this is what Chef Ramsey had to say about it. When Creek revealed that she worked as a culinary instructor and charged $300 per class, Ramsey was shocked. You gotta see this for yourself.
You seriously charge $300 to teach people how to make that crap? I feel like I need some plastic wrap on my ass.
So, did the culinary instructor impress Chef Ramsey? Obviously not. After tasting the dish, this is what Chef Ramsey had to say.
Would you like me to get you a bite?
No, I'll bite it myself. You seriously charge $300 to teach people how to make that crap?
Yes, chef.
And hearing that, Creek felt very insulted. To everyone's shock, she said this.
I teach manners too, chef.
Say it again.
Okay, please, Miss Manners, off back in line.
Considering how Chef Ramsey could be pretty harsh sometimes, he didn't let Creek go without letting her know who he was. Funny that Creek tried to call out Chef Ramsey's manners. For one, she didn't check out how he was before entering the competition, and secondly, she wasn't even half as good as she claimed to be. With that, we've sadly come to the end of the video. Do you remember any other times that Chef Ramsey got pissed? Let us know in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching, guys!